Hey guys, doing a video for the water system for the flat lap. We had some questions as to how the water system is. So in the setup and unpacking video, I briefly talk about it, but we're just gonna go over the water system, every part. The water system has two parts. You've got the pump and the clean water supply, and then you've got the drain line. Here is the drain line. This machine is my machine. It's been modified. The drain line's at a different location. You'll notice your drain line will come off either the left or the right side of your sink. The final location is on the left side near the motor. So instead of where it comes out on mine, basically you're gonna have this plastic tube. Once you find this plastic tube, that's where your wastewater comes out. And I've got mine just going to a bucket that sits on the ground to collect the wastewater. And then the other half is the clean water. And what I've got is just a small tank reservoir. This is a 3 liter. It's probably a little bit on the small side, great for doing occasional use, and it's nice and easy to carry. But if you're gonna use it a lot, you might wanna get a big, more that size, about a 12 liter or so. Just keep it right on your bench. The water needs to be at the same level as the machine and within a meter of the bench. The pump is a little bit low powered. It's a low voltage, very small DC pump, and it's got 2 connections. The black one is the electrical cable, that's what provides the power, and the clear tube is the hose where the water goes. And it's a submersible pump, so you're basically just going to take it and you're going to drop it right underneath the water, make sure it's fully submerged, and then to connect it, you first take the hose and you just push it in this blue fitting at the bottom back corner. You push it in until it clicks and stops, and you'll notice if you pull on it, it won't come out. This fitting is removable in that you push the blue fitting towards the machine and simultaneously pull out, it will release it. So just push in until it clicks and stops. To release, you push the ring forward and pull back at the same time and come right out. So the electrical connector has a small notch in the top that prevents it from going in the wrong direction. That small notch goes at the top. And what you do is you put the connector in, just twist it until it feels like it's going to slip in. It pushes in all the way until it stops. And then there's a retaining ring that threads on to hold the connector from pulling off accidentally. So you just give it a couple of twists. And now the connector is locked on. It can't come off accidentally. So the pump is now connected. The water is now connected. The power supply is connected. Again, back to the setup video. This is the main power switch. This turns the machine on and off. When this switch is on, the pump will be running. So remember that your water will be flowing, your pump will be energized, and your light will be on. So this is basically the machine on and off, and this is motor run stop. So we'll turn the power on. You'll see the water lines start to fill with water, and you see water coming out right away. Now at the end of this flexible hose, this is lots and lots of water. We don't need that much water. So it has a valve. You just turn the valve clockwise, and it'll start turning down the water supply. And what we're looking for is just a drip, a steady drip like that. That's about the amount of water you want, and you want it near the center of the disc so that when it spins outward and covers the whole disc. Now, when you're cutting, different materials require different water. If you have a really dirty mineral like Boulder Opal or something like that, you may need to bring up the water so it's a nice steady flow in order to keep the disc clean. Different materials react differently to cutting. A lot of them are really messy and require a lot of water to keep clean. But for most materials, and definitely the harder stuff, this amount of water is usually fine. If you feel it's not enough, you can turn it up a little bit so it's a little bit faster, a little bit slower drip. It's up to you about how you adjust this until you're comfortable. But you want to make sure you run enough water to keep your disc cool and keep the minerals from collecting on the disc. It's sort of a self-cleaning behavior. When you're got your machine running, you'll see that the water is flung off to the sides. Best practice is to get the drip right in the middle somewhere at a low speed. You notice I'm running at a pretty low speed. Let the water drip for a little while, and then I take my finger and just kind of coax the rest of the water until the whole disc is wet. And I'm just barely touching the disc and just spreading the water out. This is a 360 grit, nearly brand new, so it's probably going to want more water. I can feel it kind of tugging at my finger, and that's a good way to tell is when you touch the disc, if it feels dry while the water's on, you probably need to turn this up. So we'll turn this up a little bit until it feels nice and slippery and lubricated and wet and cold. That's about a good cutting amount of water. And then we can turn up our speed if we need to, or down our speed depending on what we're trying to do. And then when you're finished, for cleaning, it's kind of handy. This isn't very powerful, but you can turn up the hose to high and kind of spray down your work area and get you cleaned up and washed down. And then you can also fill up your reservoir and find your drain and tilt the machine towards the drain location, and you'll see that it'll start to fill the hose and start to run down the drain. And basically tip your machine to the drain and let it all drain out, and that's how you would finish using it.